Like if you were to ask the average woman, if you were to go back in time, hypothetically, and
What-
you were
what
to
time
sit down with first wave feminists, okay? If you ask them, if we fast forwarded this to 100 years, I just want to let you know that your children will be living at home with you until they're 25. You will have access to college, but you'll have crushing debt, and chances are your marriage is going to fail. Chances are really good that your marriage is going to fail, over 50% perhaps, that your marriage is going to fail. But you'll have a little tiny bit more autonomy, but I won't even be able to exactly tell you how you have more of it. Do you think that they would go for that deal? Or if you said, hang on, or if you said to them, if you don't do this, your husbands will accrue all debt. You'll never have to worry about it again, and you can still make moral claims, and they'll be super effective, just like the temperance movement was, because now you're not political pawns.
I think you're kind of...
So then wouldn't you agree with me then that it actually would have been more liberating for women to not have participated in first wave feminism, but instead relied on their husbands? Wouldn't that have actually been more liberating than sacrificing them to the sacrificial lamb of capitalism?
Which is worse? I don't know. There's just so many metrics that you can evaluate when it comes to... Well,
this is the metric we're evaluating. So the metric we're evaluating is, my argument is, if women are dependent on their husbands and accrue no debt, only the husband can accrue debt, but women can still own assets, which they could. And they could still own property, which they could, even if they were married.
Right, but you're forcing a woman to link arms with a man. So if she's single, does she have access to these things?
As opposed to
if she's a
forcing her
lesbian,
to go to work.
Does she have these things?
Yeah, yes, of course.
How would you have these things?
How would they not have them? They were able to own property even unmarried. That's always been the history of the United States.
Right, but obviously then you would need to be in the workforce, correct? Because you need to purchase it?
No, you wouldn't need to purchase it. Oftentimes your father would give it to you.
Oh, so just through, again, generational wealth.
Yeah. Which, by the way, first wave feminism destroyed a lot of that too. A lot of cross-generational wealth. But women could own property.
Sure. I would say, why would I have to pick one?
Because your choice is either you go to work, right? You either want equality or you don't want equality. So if the idea is I want equality, and that's what
I think it would be more beneficial for women not to be dependent on men and to have more liberty.
Than to work within the capitalist system?
Yes.
Why?
Because they would have more control, autonomy, and identity.
They don't seem to have more control over either of or any of those things. Example, the identity of woman now in modernity is in question, period.
What do you mean?
What is a woman?
Oh, we're going there now.
Well, you just said women would have more identity.
Identity in terms of if you're going to be dependent on a husband, then your labor is predetermined for you. Your identity in terms of being a wife and mother is predetermined for you.
Yeah, but the beneficiaries of that is that your accruement of debt is also non-existent, and so you can never be a slave to capitalism.
It's not really non-existent because your husband has it as well. So, there is still capitalistic threats.
You were not ever responsible for your husband's debt.
But you still suffer the outcomes if it doesn't work out, right?
Yeah, but you suffer the outcomes of that now under capitalism.
Right, but you would have more control and autonomy, right?
You don't seem to have.
You're the captain of your own sinking ship, or you're just kind of a passenger on the Titanic.
Like, you use these words, these kind of buzzwords, right? You say they have more autonomy. Mm-hmm. How do women have more autonomy?
Self-determination through choice.
What choices? Which ones?
Essentially how they want to experience their life. Do they want to get married? Do they want to have children?
They had the option to do that before. They didn't have to get married. Most of the time, women who didn't get married stayed at home with their parents. By the way, right now, most women who don't get married, they often stay at home with their parents. Not a lot has changed in that department.
I haven't read any statistics that women who don't get married just stay home with their parents.
Yes, it's often the case that women who do not get married stay at home with their parents. Yeah, it's often true with men too, and it was often true with men then.
I think single women home purchases are starting to outpace men.
It's true.
Yeah.
But it is often the case.
So it seems that they're getting their own house.
Sometimes.
Not staying
sometimes. But you got to remember now, children are staying at home with their parents longer than
so
ever.
Obviously, like the conditions that comes to capitalism now is different than it was, in the 1900s.
Yeah. So I mean, the thing is that I don't see how women actually have any more of these things. I don't see how they have any more autonomy. I don't see how they have any more actual choice. It just seems like an illusion of choice.
I would agree with you. There is some oppression within that choice, but I do think the choice is more.
Okay, and it's worth it to have this limited amount of autonomy in order to grind yourself in a capitalist system. Like if you were to ask the average woman, if you were to go back in time, hypothetically, and you were to sit down with first wave feminist, okay, who couldn't seem to get first wave feminism passed any other way than an amendment because women were voting it down all over the place. The question becomes, if you ask them, if we fast forwarded this to 100 years, I just want to let you know that your children will be living at home with you until they're 25. You will have access to college, but you'll have crushing debt, and chances are your marriage is going to fail. Chances are really good that your marriage is going to fail, over 50% perhaps, that your marriage is going to fail. But you'll have a little tiny bit more autonomy, but I won't even be able to exactly tell you how you have more of it. Do you think that they would go for that deal? Or if you said, hang on, or if you said to them, if you don't do this, your husbands will accrue all debt. You'll never have to worry about it again, and you can still make moral claims, and they'll be super effective, just like the temperance movement was, because now you're not political pawns.
I think you're kind of constructing the options in a way that would be beneficial to a specific narrative. I think I have cleared how you have autonomy. Like